All right, let's talk office chairs. So I got a comment recently from someone asking what I thought about I think it's called the Herman Miller Aeron chair, which if you don't know what this is, it's this elaborate like $1,000 ergonomic chair that's supposed to be absolutely perfect for your desk setup. And so I was looking through this and I was like, holy crap, like maybe I should do a video on how to choose a chair, because I don't think you necessarily need a $1,000 chair. So I wanted to go over some things that I think you should look for when choosing a chair, because you can get a cheap $50 one. There are those $1,000 plus Aeron chairs, or there's even these really like super weird chairs that I don't really understand the functionality of them, but I guess I sell enough of them for them to be marketable. So let's dive in. Number one, is the chair comfortable? This sounds really simple, but I'm telling you that there are some chairs that have so many features packed into them, and they tell you it's the absolute best chair, and then you go and you sit in them and you're like, well, this isn't very comfortable. So the first test is the chair comfortable? You should go to the store if you can, sit in it, and just ask yourself, is this a comfortable chair? So if it passes the comfort test, then you can check that off the box. The second thing is the chair, does it have an adjustable height? Now most of them do, and this is a really basic feature, but it's still important to have, because this is largely going to be one of the most important things for keeping your back in a good position. So when you adjust your chair, you should have your hips to be either at the same level of your knees or just your hips slightly above your knees. And that helps promote the proper posture that you would need when it comes to sitting. If your hips are below your knees, so if the chair is too low, then what can happen is your spine can get into this forward C posture where your spine is rounded, and that's just not so good. It can lead to pain down the road, and you don't want that. So try to find a chair, well, it's not that hard to find, but get a chair that has an adjustable seat height. The next thing that you should be looking for is armrest height. So I find that a lot of people have armrests that aren't adjustable and they're positioned too high. So what happens with that is their arms are resting high up, which is causing their shoulders to be hiked up, and then their neck gets really tense, and then they get all sorts of knots and kinks in their neck, and then they wonder why they're getting pain, and it's because the armrests are too high. So you need a chair that has adjustable armrests, and you should be able to adjust them to where if you were to let your arms relax on them, your shoulders should be, relaxed. You shouldn't have like any tension in your trap muscles here. And that's really the position you would want them to be in. So that's number 3. Number 4 is you want good lumbar support. And I find that a lot of chairs are pretty good about doing this nowadays. Some of them, better than others. But basically what you want is you want some sort of a design in the chair that helps allow for that concavity in your back. Like your low back should have a little bit of a hollowed out nature to it, or a hollowed out shape, I guess. So you just need that built into the chair. So a lot of times they'll have sort of a cushion at the bottom of the chair kind of built into the backrest to help promote that hollowed out nature for the back. All right, if it doesn't have that, then kind of like what I talked about with the seat height, it can cause your back to go into this rounded, what I'll call a C-shaped posture. And that, it's not bad for a little bit, but over time, your back's not really gonna like it too much, and it might end up causing pain. So you wanna be on the lookout for that. And honestly, if you can keep those things in mind, I think those are probably the most important things when it comes to sitting in the chair. Now, the one thing that I say is that there is never going to be a perfect chair. And even if you do have the absolute most perfect chair, the thing to keep in mind is that your body is excellent at getting into crappy posture. Your body is excellent in trying to find the laziest way possible to sit. And so it doesn't really matter how expensive of a chair you get. It doesn't matter if it has all the bells and whistles. Your body will find a way to get into bad posture. And that's why it is really important that no matter what chair you get, you have to be aware of your posture every so often. I mean, not all the time, but every hour or so, just ask yourself like, hey, am I slouching? Do I feel like my back is really rounded? Because all the chair does is it helps give you an advantage to knowing whether or not you're in a good posture. And then it's up to you to sort of check in on yourself every now and again and find yourself in that in a good posture. And so if you can get a good chair and then also just sort of remind yourself or tell yourself and ask yourself, am I in a good position? Then that'll go a long way into helping prevent any sort of back or neck pain. And then the little bonus is that, I find that if you have a chair that's really cool looking, like the gaming chairs that are super popular nowadays, I mean, most of the people that I work with are producers, and I find that, if you have an attractive workstation, you're probably going to be more likely to produce music, make tracks and all of that. So that's sort of one little maybe honorable mention factor to take into account, is that you want something that is somewhat attractive, that makes you want to sit down and do the work that you want to do. And then actually, you know what? I do have one other little quick thing to look at, is the actual backrest height. So for gaming chairs, you'll notice that a lot of times they go pretty much right up to the head, and they have that little head pillow for you. I actually don't like that a whole lot, because when I am sitting down at the computer, I actually like a desk or a chair that has the backrest up to like my mid shoulder blade level. Why? Because that allows me to kind of stretch back behind it so that I can work on getting my mid back moving a little bit better. If the chair is up to my head, then I can't really do that. I just kind of hit the back of the chair, and then that's the end of that. So I find that by having a chair that comes up to my mid shoulder blade area, I can stretch back behind it and kind of reverse the forward posture that most chairs kind of put you in after a while. All right, so I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you are someone who feels like you've found like a pretty solid office chair, list it down below. I'd love to see what you use, and I think it'd really help out some of the other viewers of this video. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you loved it and want to see more videos like it, then definitely hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.